I can think of no better time than the holidays to talk about the iconic American brand, Macy's. The first Macy's store, named R.H. Macy and Company after founder Roland Husey Macy, opened on 6th Avenue in Manhattan in October 1858. Sales that first day totaled $11.08, or $374.76 in today's dollars. As that first store grew, thanks in part to store Santa Clauses, themed exhibits, and illuminated window displays, it expanded into neighboring buildings. 17 years after opening the Manhattan store in 1875, Macy took on two business partners, his 25-year-old nephew, Robert Valentine, and Abel LaForge, the husband of one of his cousins. Just 2 years later, in 1877, Roland Macy passed away from inflammatory kidney disease. LaForge died the following year, and Valentine the year after that. Kind of a wild series of events. Ownership of the company remained in the Macy family until 1895, when the Strauss brothers, Isidore and Nathan, acquired the company. The Strauss brothers had previously held a license to sell china and other goods in the Macy's store. In 1902, the flagship store moved uptown to Herald Square at 34th Street and Broadway. It was so far north of the other main dry goods emporiums that it had to offer a steam wagonette to transport customers from 14th Street to 34th Street. Although the Herald Square store initially consisted of just one building, it expanded through new construction, eventually occupying almost the entire block, bounded by 7th Avenue on the west, Broadway on the east, 34th Street on the south, and 35th Street on the north. In addition to being the flagship store, Herald Square also serves as the company's corporate headquarters and the endpoint to their Thanksgiving Day parade. The building is 2.5 million square feet, which includes 1.25 million square feet of retail space, making it the largest department store in the U.S. The first full renovation of the store began in 2012. It took over 3 years to complete and came in with a price tag of $400 million. Another crazy death hit company leadership when Isidore Strauss died in the sinking of the Titanic at age 67, along with his wife Ida. Macy's expanded nationwide, not by building their own stores like Sears or JCPenney, but rather through acquisitions of other brands. In the 1920s, they acquired LaSalle and Koch out of Toledo, Davidson Paxson Stokes in Atlanta, and Bromberger and Company in New Jersey. I apologize if I'm butchering any of the names of the stores or any people in this video. I am not good with pronunciation. Subsequent decades saw additional acquisitions in other parts of the country. It wasn't until the 1980s that Macy's began opening more of their own stores, with locations in South Florida, Houston, New Orleans, and Dallas. Since we're in the time frame of the 80s, it's time to talk about Federated Department Stores Incorporated and a bankruptcy. In 1986, Edward Finkelstein, chairman and CEO of R.H. Macy and Company Incorporated, led a leveraged buyout of the company and subsequently engaged in a takeover battle for Federated Department Stores, Inc. A leveraged buyout is the acquisition of another company using a significant amount of borrowed money, like bonds and loans, to meet the cost of acquisition. The assets of the company being acquired are often used as collateral for the loans, along with the assets of the acquiring company. Federated is a holding company of department stores. They also own Bloomingdale's, and they ultimately acquired Macy's in 1994 after Macy's emerged from their 1992 Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing. Following the December 1994 merger, Macy's headquarters was moved to Cincinnati, and the new owners sold several underperforming stores to other companies like Saks and Sears. However, that did not stop them from further acquiring additional department stores. I'm not going to go too into detail about all of the different brands that they bought and renamed and sold and divisions of Macy's itself, etc., because it does get long and is kind of uninteresting in my opinion. Macy's opened their first international location in San Juan, Puerto Rico in the year 2000, and by July 2005, Macy's had 424 stores across the U.S. On February 28, 2005, Federated agreed to terms of a deal to acquire the May Department Stores Company for $11 billion in stock, creating the nation's second largest department store chain with $30 billion in annual sales and more than 1,000 stores. On July 28, 2005, Federated announced, based on the success of converting its own regional brands to the Macy's name, its plans to similarly convert 330 regional department stores owned by the May Company into the Macy's nameplate, pending approval of the merger by federal regulators. In October 2006, Macy's sold Lord & Taylor to NDRC Equity Partners for $1.2 billion. By September 9, 2006, after renaming the former May Company stores, Macy's operated approximately 850 stores in the U.S. Macy's significantly increased its use of television advertising and product placement in the years 2006 and 2007, using branding spots that featured the new Macy's star logo. On March 28, 2007, the company announced plans to convert its stock ticker symbol from FD to M and revise its name change to Macy's Inc. The change in corporate names was approved by shareholders on May 18, 2007 and took effect on June 1st. The company continues to operate stores under the Macy's and Bloomingdale's nameplates today. In March 2009, Macy's opened a one-level, 120,000 square foot concept store in Gilbert, Arizona that was designed to better fit open-air lifestyle malls. The stores are designed to be compact and meet current demands for more convenient shopping, similar to Kohl's and newer JCPenney stores. These lifestyle stores feature Starbucks cafes with Wi-Fi, fitting rooms designed to feel like lounges with sofas and TVs. Ceilings in the center areas are higher to be reminiscent of older department stores. The format was the culmination of 18 months of research to create stores for the My Macy's initiative that allows stores to be merchandised differently in markets across the country to meet local demands. Although no one is safe from the impacts of the recession and online shopping are two main villains of this channel. On September 9, 2015, Macy's announced it would close between 35 and 40 underperforming stores by early 2016. The retailer's struggles continued into that holiday season of 2015. The company announced that it experienced same-store sales declines of 5.2% in November and December 2015. In January 2016, Macy's announced it would lay off up to 4,800 employees. The company said that these closings would experience cost savings of $400 million, the same amount it costs to redo the Herald Square location, which is kind of coincidental, I'll call it. As of January 2016, Macy's had 770 stores in total, down 9% from 10 years earlier. On August 11, 2016, Macy's announced it would close 100 additional stores come early 2017, expecting to save $550 million a year and cut more than 10,000 jobs. Macy's claimed it would instead invest $250 million in digital business and growth strategies for the remaining stores. By January 2018, Macy's had revealed the locations of 81 of the 100 store closures. In September 2016, Macy's announced it would be opening an Apple store in its flagship location, making it the first department store to host an Apple store. The announcement came after 6 straight quarters of sales drops and significant store closings. In early January 2017, the value of Macy's shares fell 14%, its biggest drop in 7 months. I want to take a moment to look at Macy's stock price throughout the past 30 years. In February 1992, their stock price was $7.94 per share and rose steadily over the next 15 years. It reached a peak of $45.05 in March 2007 before diving all the way down to $5.73 by November 2008. But don't worry, their stock came roaring back post-recession and reached an all-time high of $72.31 on July 13, 2015. It's since dropped down into the 40s range and then the 30s, and has been in the $10 to $20 range for the past, I would say, 4 years, with the exception of a 2-year period between August 2019 and 2021, where it was down in the $6 to $7 range. I am by no means a stock market expert, but this reads as volatile. By February 2019, Macy's Inc. was operating 641 Macy's stores, down 129 from just 3 years prior. In 2020, Macy's closed its Cincinnati headquarters, consolidating headquarter operations in New York City. In August 2021, Macy's announced they were partnering with Toys R Us to open toy shops in Macy's stores starting in 2022. In November 2021, Macy's announced they were starting a free education program and boosting its corporate base salary to $15 per hour. In February 2023, Macy's said they would no longer sell leather goods made of exotic skins such as reptiles or ostriches. According to the Macy's Inc. website, as of December 1st, 2023, there are 489 traditional Macy's locations, and according to this map from Scrape Hero, there are none in Alaska, Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Arkansas, Mississippi, nor Vermont. According to Statista, Macy's Inc., the entire company, which also includes Bloomingdale's stores and corporate, ended their 2022 financial year with 94,570 employees, down from a high of 175,000 employees in 2012. But much better improvement from the 2020 low of 75,711. The last topic I want to cover for this video is Macy's versus JCPenney. Being the two largest, oldest, and therefore most well-known department stores still standing as we enter 2024, I wanted to see how they stacked up against one another. As I mentioned earlier, there are 489 Macy's stores in operation today, compared to 663 JCPenney stores, a 35% difference. Macy's 2023 fiscal year revenue was $24.44 billion. JCP hasn't published financials since 2019, since they're now a private company, or rather they're delisted off the stock market. So the latest data I could find was from 2019. Their revenue that year was $11.2 billion. So Macy's is 54% higher. As a side note, I found this crazy. With the exception of the COVID year, Macy's revenue has stayed consistently in the mid-20 billions since 2006, whereas JCPenney's has only dropped. And let's take a quick look at Macy's profits compared to JCPenney's. Womp womp. What are your thoughts on Macy's? Do you enjoy shopping there? Have you ever worked there? Do you just think of them as kind of an outdated department store? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more mall content and retail history. I wish all of my viewers a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season, and I look forward to giving you more content in the new year.